and friends take care of friends. And so at this point, I'd like to open it up to
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican and Mass Live. We're in South Holyoke at a Take Back Our Streets and Peace Vigil being held at Carlos Vega Park in light of 2 people having been shot to death on South Summer Street earlier today on Monday.
Oh my God, no, so I'm gonna tell Cecilio tomorrow.
Get up for Dominic, he's a South Holyoke youth. Come on, how does make you feel, brother?
Tell us how it makes you feel.
Wow. I don't know. No, I'm afraid no.
Sure?
There's too many people.
Okay, that's fine.
I only do that when it's in our circle.
Hey, Ephraim.
Greetings, everybody. My name is Ephraim Vasquez. This message is for the youth. You know, today, thank y'all for coming because this will open your eyes of some of the things that we face in our community. Great turnout, great support. Thank y'all for coming out, even though it's not our family member, even though it's not, might not be your friends and all that, but it's beautiful. See a lot of diversity in the group, but goes to show we need to do a lot more for our youth in this community, and each one has to teach one. So just keep your head up. Don't let this scare you. You know, you do have a lot of organizations in the community that will give you a helping hand with your goals, with your dreams. So stay positive. If you need a helping hand, just reach out to the community, Nelson. All right, so you guys stay strong, all right?
Thank you, Ephraim. I also want to thank Dr. Zreck and the school department for being here. And I also want to thank the Vanguard movement, members of the Vanguard who co-sponsored and helped us today. And the Vanguard works exactly with what we're talking about here today. Tribes and working with young men in the community to say, hey, we have to do better as a community to get you gainful employment. We have to do better when you come out of incarceration and there's no jobs, and working with new Sheriff Kochi to get these men out of really recidivism and really working hard together to really put meaningful employment in their hands. Working in this city to fix up parks like this one, to fix up our sidewalks, to hold these slumlords accountable when our buildings are burning again in South Holyoke and in Ward 2, and these landlords live in other states. We have to do more because then our young men and young women in this community have to go out into the streets to survive. They have to struggle to eat. They have to struggle to make money. And we as a village have to come together to do more. And so for that, I'm thankful to the Vanguard members. I'm thankful to you all in this community. And I would open it up again. Does anyone else from this neighborhood, and I'm joined by my colleague, City at-Large Councilor Diosdado Lopez, Dennis Burks, I saw Irene and Mildred from the school committee. Anyone from this neighborhood want to speak? Carmen, Jerry, you want to say a few words as a neighborhood?
Me siento en este día muy triste por lo que haya pasado esta madrugada. Quiero que sigamos unidos como una comunidad.
I feel really sad about the events that occurred this morning. It makes me heavy-hearted, and we have to really unite as a community.
Bueno, estamos yo como vicepresidente de la comunidad y un líder. Quiero que la comunidad nos unamos y seamos fuertes, no débiles. No dejemos que esto siga pasando en nuestra comunidad. Por favor, le pedimos a la comunidad, vamos a unirnos como comunidad, no como particulares. Vamos a unirnos, por favor. Gracias a todos por estar en esta tarde aquí.
He said as the vice president, he wants the community to unite. We have to unite. We can't be individuals anymore. We have to unite as a community. We have to be one. We have to be united. And he's thankful for all of you being here today, but he's saying and sharing a message of unity. We have to come together as one community. And thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Carmen Ocasio. I'm the president of the South Holyoke Neighborhood Association. I didn't know the 2 guys that lost their lives here today, this morning, but it came close to home. I live right down the street. And as a mother, you know, there's 2 mothers out there now crying because their kids lost their lives. You know, I got on Facebook and there was people saying rude things. You know, oh, that wasn't my kid. or you know, I'm glad I took my kid out of there and stuff like that. I've been in here in South Holyoke for 39 years. I've been living here. I raised 2 kids, okay, and 5 grandkids until 2 years ago that my family went to Springfield. But and I have no problem with South Holyoke, you know, and I'm trying to make South Holyoke better, you know, just for everybody. Everybody needs to get out of their houses, join us in the meetings that we have. You know, we don't do it for ourselves. We do it to better our community and better everybody else. You know, we cannot continue to lose lives like this. You know, it's hard. You know, we all mourn together as a community. That's one thing about South Holyoke. When there's somebody that falls, we all together. You know, and don't let what happened here scare anybody from South Holyoke. You know, because South Holyoke got wonderful people. You know, this is just a little shake-up. You know, and don't let this little shake-up, you know, turn you guys away from South Holyoke. South Holyoke is a good community, and we fighting to make it better. It's not going to happen from night to day, because nothing happens from night to day. But we're here, and we're going to continue to help. God bless everybody. Thank you for coming.
Would anyone else like to speak or say a few words? Anybody? 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 No?
Here with Mass Live and the Republican. We're watching a vigil being held in South Holyoke at Carlos Vega Park after 2 people were shot to death earlier on this day. Speaking now is State Rep Aaron Vega, after whom his father is named.
So I know how strong the community is here, and I know that this thing's happened even though we have a strong community. So it's sad because I think people are going to say those rude things, and it opens the door. But we know that's not right, and we know that things are moving forward, and I just want to thank the organizers for this. And I think that this shows that this is a community that comes together in good times and bad, because the last 5 or 6 times I've been in this park, we've done for parties and celebrations. And so that's what it's about. And so we go through these hard times together, and we get through the good times together. So again, thank you to everybody for being here.
Thank you so much. Dave Jones? And then anyone from the community or neighborhood that wants to speak, let me know.
Yep.
Oh, you gotta speak louder because I don't know what's going to happen to the mic.
It's not working. You just want me to talk.
Of course. You can talk. You got a voice. Use it.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Nelson. And I want to thank especially Carmen and Gerardo for all their work in the community. I want to especially second what Gerardo said as far as unity, but not just here in this neighborhood, but throughout the city. You know, even out in Ward 5, out in Ward 7, we can all come together as a community. And the other thing I'd like to encourage people, there are a lot of people from the neighborhood right over the next street at Valley Arena Park, so I'd like to encourage people to go over there as well.
We're going to be marching. We're going to be going that way. Yep.
Yeah, the mic is not working.
So you got to use your voice. The mic is not working. You got to use your voice.
It's okay. Speak loud. Hello? It's working now.
Oh, it's working all day. They just didn't like it.
I'm also an IT person by night, so that's okay. Anybody else from this community, from South Holyoke? How many South Holyoke residents are here today? South Holyoke folks? South Holyoke residents, thank you all so much for being here. Where'd your aunt go? You're at the other park? Okay, oh, there you go. So we are going to stop over at Valley Arena Park and just to talk to you about how this community really experiences a different world. At Valley Arena Park, the family members of the victims are meeting. So we're going to go join them now. We're going to stop there first and join them and pay our respects, and then we're going to go to the building, okay? So everybody has a candle. We're going to march. I'm going to ask that the youth be in the front with the organizers so we can lead the way, but you young people, it is on you to be a part of this future. One of the young men who passed away was a U.S. Navy man, was a sweetheart, was a man of character, and so you all are the future, and so we carry the torch on with you. Does that sound good to everyone? All right, so come on, we're going to go down this street, we're going to go to Valley Arena, and then we'll go together. All right, folks, give me a second. We're gonna Carmen, Jerry, and all the youth. If you guys can come to me, follow me right here.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. You're with us in South Holyoke at a peace rally being held at Carlos Vega Park in light of the fact that 2 people were shot to death in South Holyoke earlier today. Members of the rally are getting ready to march with lighted candles down Southeast Street and Hamilton Street, etc.
That's not a strike. I had that. Oh, my mom that. Oh, my mom that had this.
Okay, everybody. All my youth. This is a vigil. So we're gonna be quiet and respectful as we go to the park with the family. We're gonna join them and listen, and then we're gonna go to the site. Okay. So if my young people can come on, you guys gonna be in the front with me, Carmen and Jerry. We can have all the adults behind. We're gonna cross the street. Come on.
One Facebook Live.
I gotta go to work tomorrow. Here you go, bro.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's got full city council. I'm scared. It's certain.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and Mass Live. We're in South Holyoke at a vigil and a candlelight march that began at Carlos Vega Park and is now heading down to South Bridge Street. This is being held in relation to the fact that 2 people were shot to death in South Holyoke earlier today. Among the folks that we see here have been State Representative Aaron Vega, Stephen Zreich, he's the receiver, state-appointed receiver of the Holyoke school system, City Councilors Gladys LeBron Martinez, Rebecca Lisi, and Nelson Roman, who helped to organize this event. Francis O'Connell, the owner of O'Connell Care at Home, who ran for mayor 2 years ago, is here. And we're going to head down to this group here and see what's happening over with these folks.
Not a good occasion, but I mean, it's good to have.
Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches. Mi nombre es Nelson Román. Yo soy el concejal de este barrio, de este área. Bienvenidos a todos ustedes como una familia, como una comunidad. Estamos aquí hoy para honrar estos 2 muchachos, ¿verdad? Estos 2 jóvenes que se fueron de este mundo muy temprano para nosotros. Y nosotros como un barrio, como una comunidad, queremos decir que no queremos que la violencia continúe, que queremos que hoy, hasta hoy, estos son los únicos 2 que se vayan para el cielo, para estar con Dios y para estar con los ángeles. Pero nosotros como una comunidad no queremos violencia con violencia, queremos parar esto y queremos hablar claramente en este momento, en esta ciudad, que hay que hacer más para nuestros barrios, hay que hacer más para nuestros hombres. Hay que decirlo claro en punto, que los hombres que son latinos, que son afroamericanos, que ellos son que los sistemas los cogen, los meten en la cárcel. Ellos son los hombres que lo están tratando a trabajar todos los días y a veces todavía no tienen cosas por poner en sus manos para dárselo a sus hijos. Y que tenemos muchas cosas en esta ciudad que nosotros tenemos que hacer más para ustedes. Y nosotros como una comunidad debemos decirle las gracias a todos los hombres que están aquí. Todos los hombres que están aquí, gracias por salirse todos los días. Y no puede ser una tirotea de nosotros mismos, pero de la policía, de nuestra misma comunidad que está matando a los hombres jóvenes en esta vida. Y para todas las mujeres, todas las madres, hoy día, hoy mismo, son 2 madres que no tienen hijos esta noche. Y nosotros como una comunidad están en el pecho de esas 2 mamás. Vamos a orar para esas 2 mujeres que en esta noche no tienen hijos. Y para este hombre que tiene un bebé de 2 años, que no va a tener un padre esta noche. Y nosotros como una comunidad vamos a decir que no queremos la violencia, no queremos que ninguna más persona nos falte a nosotros. Eso es bien importante para nosotros. Nosotros como una comunidad querían venirlos aquí para ustedes y no importa que llueve porque eso significa que a Dios y los ángeles están llorando por estos 2 muchachos. Pero mil gracias por estar aquí con ustedes. Es un honor. Vamos a caminar en un ratito, pero quería unirnos como una comunidad, un Holyoke, unidos. Queremos querer la gracia a Carmen Ocasio y a Jerry, que son los presidentes y vicepresidentes de la asociación. Y es bien importante, ya algunos de ustedes lo han visto. Tenemos que envolvernos, tenemos que unirnos, tenemos que de verdad pelear por nuestros derechos como una comunidad. Quiero darle las gracias a todos los concejales y todos los miembros de la comunidad que están aquí con nosotros. Veo a mi amiga Josie Valentín, Rebecca Lisi, veo a Diosdado López, veo a Mike Moriarty de One Holyoke CDC, la comunidad de Nueva Esperanza y todos los hombres aquí de los Vanguards. Quiero decirle a ustedes gracias. Gracias a todos ustedes de verdad por protegerse a Oscar López, para defender su cultura, para defender su patria y para defender este área. Porque este mismo parquecito, por años la ciudad nos han olvidado de nosotros, pero hasta hoy. Porque la mayoría del crimen pasa cuando ya se paran a investir en nuestra comunidad. Tenemos que seguir luchando y peleando para terminar todo esto, para que entonces nosotros podamos salirnos de toda esta cosa. Quiero otra vez, ¿dónde está el pastor de la iglesia? ¿Él está aquí? ¿Dónde se fue? Vente por acá, por favor. Como siempre, en Dios, en el mano de Dios, queremos darle una oración para estos 2 muchachos que se han pasado. Por favor, si puede decir una oración ahora en español.
Amén. Dios le bendiga a todos. Amén. Dios le bendiga más. Amén. Estamos contentos de estar entre la comunidad. Trabajamos juntamente a nuestro pastor Samuel Mateo. Felicitamos y le damos gracias a todos por estar aquí esta tarde, esta noche. Especialmente a la juventud. Veo muchas caras porque me crié, porque yo también me crié en la ciudad de Holyoke y también en la ciudad aquí de San Holyoke. Aquí hay otro, ¿verdad? Que mucho es triste perder a uno de los nuestros, ¿verdad? Y entre nosotros, yo le decía a mi esposa, le quiero decir esto antes de entrar a la oración. Yo le decía a mi esposa en esta tarde, en el camino hacia acá, yo decía, a veces vivimos en una comunidad y queremos vivir tranquilos. Y pensamos que mientras nosotros estemos tranquilos, nadie se va a meter con nosotros. Y entonces lo que pase por allá, no me pasa a mí porque yo estoy tranquilo. Y eso es una equivocación, mi hermano. Nosotros tenemos que velar el uno por los otros. Tenemos que darnos la mano el uno al otro. Muchas veces estas cosas pasan, ¿verdad? Y a veces quieren mirar para el otro lado. No mire para el otro lado. Esta es la oportunidad de ayudar a tu comunidad. Amén. Únase a su hermano, únase a ese que está al lado de usted. Estamos viviendo aquí, estamos aquí en San Holyoke, la congregación de nosotros aquí en San Holyoke, nosotros somos de San Holyoke. Este es nuestro lugar. Vamos a hacerlo mejor. Amén. Si quiere, incline su rostro en esta noche y vamos a orar. Padre, te damos gracias. En el nombre poderoso de Jesús, estamos ante tu presencia, Dios mío. Sabemos, Padre, que esta ocasión es demasiado triste, Dios mío. Y que estas situaciones traen, Dios mío, y aunque son tristes, Dios amado, une a una comunidad. Te damos gracias por cada uno de los que están aquí, Dios. Te pido, Dios amado, que todos puedan conocerte, saber que tú eres el único Salvador, el único que puede cambiar, Dios mío. Sí, Señor amado, si tú no velas esta ciudad, Dios mío, en vano trabajan los que la velan, Dios mío. Y pedimos, Dios, que tú veles sobre esta ciudad, esta comunidad, que tú veles sobre nosotros, que tú nos cuides, Dios amado. Oh, Padre, estamos tristes, Padre, nuestro corazón está sentido por aquellos que perdieron vida, Padre amado, que pidieron un familiar, un hermano, un amigo. Pero también, Padre amado, sabemos que hay uno, Padre, que ha cometido un crimen, Dios, y tú lo alcanzarás. Y sabemos, Padre, que habrá una madre ahí que también va a llorar. Padre, yo te pido que tú tengas misericordia de nosotros. Que tú unas esta comunidad en esta noche, Dios mío. Que podamos ser un solo pueblo, con una sola voz, Dios mío. Como tú eres uno, que seamos nosotros también uno. Pedimos, Dios, que tú nos unas en esta tarde. Que tú nos unas de ahora para adelante, Dios mío. Y que podamos, Señor, trabajar con un solo espíritu, Dios mío. En el nombre poderoso de Jesús te damos gracias. Amén. Dios les bendiga a todos.
Que vamos a hacer ahora para la gente que quieren venir con nosotros. For those who want to join us, para decirlo en inglés también. Now we're going to do a vigil. We're going to walk down the street. We're going to go behind the building where this occurred. We're going to have a moment of silence. I understand for some of the family and friends, if that's too strong for you, you can stay here. And we're going to go in front of the building and have a moment of silence. HAP Housing has also, they're the property managers, set up a memorial fence and the property. So this can also occur there. And I will offer you this. I will speak to Terry Shepherds from Park and Rec to make sure this can stay up. And if anyone wants a Nueva Esperanza, we can have a memorial for these two young gentlemen in the front so that way it can continue on and on, okay? So everyone who's going to join us, we're going to lock arms and we're going to show this community that we're united against violence and that in South Holyoke, we as a community cannot let the narrative from the media that this is an unsafe neighborhood. Because every time I go into Diana's Bodega, I love it. Let me tell you, I love that place. Every time I go to Fiesta Cafe, I feel like that's my home. Every time I come to South Holyoke or Carlos Vega or Big Pool, right, or this place, or Susie Park, you are all my family. We cannot let them say that this neighborhood isn't safe. We cannot let them say that we don't want our kids to be raised here, that we want to get out of this neighborhood. We got to talk about these slumlords, right? We got to talk about these landlords who don't take care of their people. We have great landlords, but we got some. How many fires have happened in the last year in Ward 2, right? Main Street. That was the worst of the worst landlords, and I'll say it still to this day. But we as a community got to fight back. We got to be together. We got to encourage our young people to continue to finish their education, to continue to be leaders, and to continue to take over, right? Right? Yes. Vamos a ir. Let's go. We're going to go march. We're going to go stay in front of there, and then we'll come back here. Whoever's coming with us, we're going to cut through here. Everybody who's going on the vigil to the front of the building. Everyone who's coming on the vigil, walk over here. Todo el mundo que va a caminar enfrente del building por acá. All right, vamos. You know what it is?
Nelson,
Good, Mike.
what park were we just in?
Valley Arena Park. Yeah.
We're going behind the building where the shooting occurred?
Yeah, we're gonna cut around. Podemos cortar por acá, ¿verdad?
No,
No hay. No, I'm not jumping, mija. Yeah, we'll go around. Yeah, that was Valley Arena Park, and that's where the family set up a vigil for one of the gentlemen.
What do you think about the turnout of this?
I think it's beautiful. I think it shows that the neighborhood and the community really cares, that we're all in pain, that we're all connected, and that's a big statement. You see all the people here from the neighborhood. They're the shop owners and the residents from the apartment buildings, and I think it's wonderful to just see this massive line of people behind us. And that's what Holyoke's about, and that's what South Holyoke's about, and that's what this is really about. Is the reason why we did this vigil was to honor the 2 men who got shot, but also to say that we're reclaiming this. We're claiming this narrative as a community that's safe, that's united, that's really building and coming together to make change in a positive way for South Holyoke, and you can see it with all the people that are here. So I'm touched, and it's sad. It's sad that there's a mom, 2 mothers out there without kids. One of the gentlemen had a 2-year-old, so there's a child without a father. So it's sad, but it's moving.
Do we know the victims' names yet?
One of them's name is Colin. Podemos cortar por acá, ¿verdad? And then the others, Poli, ¿verdad? Fue el otro.
I don't know. What are they?
Poli was their nickname. Poli, ¿verdad? Poli was the other one, and that's just a nickname, but there were 2 guys from the neighborhood. So,
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
you're welcome.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper. You're at a peace rally in South Holyoke. Happened. This is rally has been called after.
I will share it on Facebook.
Valley Arena.
Yep. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This rally was arranged after 2 people were shot to death in South Holyoke earlier today. The gentleman who was just speaking was Nelson Roman, the Ward 2 City Councilor. According to Nelson Roman, Holyoke City Councilor, this is the building where 2 people in South Holyoke were shot to death earlier today.
2 lives were taken from this neighborhood too soon. Right behind us, this morning, our community was under attack. Not just these 2 men, but our whole community. What we are asking for as a community and as a people, to whoever perpetrated this crime, please just turn yourself in. Give yourself over to those so justice can be served. And what we would ask is for this community, this neighborhood, and our people is that this violence ends today. And that violence doesn't beget violence, and that there's no retaliation, so that way there can be sons in the hands of their mothers, there can be fathers in the hands of their daughters, there can be friends in the warm comfort of their friends. We're going to have a moment of silence here, and on this fence, HAP Housing is going to allow anyone to place the vigils that they would like on this fence. for these two lost souls. So feel free to put pictures up, to put remembrances up. Let's make this a memorial and never forget that this day was the day that we as a neighborhood not only remembered these two individuals, but that we also continue to remind ourselves that we own the streets. We are taking back our streets in South Holyoke. We want it to be safe. We want it to be secure. Okay, so it'll be along the fence along the side of the street so people could see it. So it'll be all along that fence out there. So I'm going to ask if there's anyone from the family or the buildings or anyone who wants to say anything before we lead our moment of silence. Anybody who'd like to speak? No? Everyone could please bow your heads. We're going to have a moment of silence to remember these two souls. Amen. I want you all to leave from this place to know, as a community and as a people, that there are so many good things about this neighborhood. Like, just yesterday, the Domino's Club, like I mentioned earlier, had an amazing block party. Not one incident, not one cop. The weekend before, Sammy's still here, right? Sammy's amazing.
This is Mike Plaisance with the Republican newspaper and MassLive.com. We've been following a peace rally and vigil held in South Holyoke after two people were shot to death in South Holyoke earlier today. We are standing behind the building in South Summer Street where that shooting occurred. I appreciate you joining us. I'm going to sign off right now. Have a good night.
We are not